Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a writing tip video. It's actually about Scrivener and how pantsers like myself can use Scrivener for their writing. Now, this is extremely basic. I don't use probably 98% of Scrivener, but I still think it's very important and I would not be switching back to Word at all. I use Scrivener for writing and then I compile and transfer it onto Word. The first picture you're seeing is A Patriot's Tale, sectioning off chapters and scenes, very important, in those chapters under the manuscript folder option. Gives the compile option more precise directions on how to break up chapters and scenes. I use it in Word and I barely have to do much except delete their automatic scene breaks. Other than that, it's good to go from what you see here. Now, pick 2 is just what it looks like with the actual text and sidebar on the MS folder that's sectioned into chapters and scenes. I could break up my scenes even more, but I'm still being lazy about it as of this video. Who knows about the future? I could break up multiple scenes in each chapter and make compile even more precise. I've seen people do that before in their compile. They didn't have to do anything. I really don't mind deleting the little hashtag breaks. So, new picture. This is what chapters look like without breaking up the scenes. This is a first draft, so I don't really care. All I'm doing is writing at this point. I'm not setting anything up. I'll only start sectioning off scenes to make the compile easier when it's a final or close to final draft. Picture number 4. When you hit manuscript, this is what it will look like if you have scene breaks within your Scrivener chapter. I've never used bookmarks before because I can find everything easily. I remember nearly every detail. That's the thing with my brain. Off the top of my head, like which scene is which in a chapter, or this detail is in XYZ chapter. I remember all of that, so I don't need bookmarks, and I also don't really need notes to remind myself. Bookmarks are definitely useful if you have trouble remembering where things are, especially if you have a really long novel. I'm just so basic that I don't use them. That's honestly it. Picture number 5. This is what it looks like without scene breaks when you hit manuscript. I legit use the synopsis section for my basic list of notes instead of the actual notes section, which is under the synopsis section, and it's a bigger section because a lot of people write a lot of notes. So this is supposed to be the synopsis of each chapter, but you see my basic notes instead. If there's nothing written on the sides in the synopsis or the notes, you'll get the first few lines of that chapter. It's not going to be blank. Picture number 6. With my chapter and scene breaks under manuscript, this is what my compile looks like. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm sure you can make it even more straightforward, like I said before, especially when you do extra scene breaks. That would give me a headache though, so I haven't done it. Picture 7 is about my second useful tip in Scrivener as a pantser: notes. Now you see in the red underline that it says synopsis at the top and then notes at the bottom. I don't use the synopsis section because I don't write synopsises, because when I sit down to write, I have a very vague idea of what's happening that changes every single minute of every time I write. So there's just no point for me to write a synopsis. So in that section, I have my basic notes. If you want to do it the legit way, you have your notes all organized and easily accessible. Put your notes in the notes section below. Picture 8 is me still choosing to put my teeny bit of notes in the synopsis section with my third whip, Forsaken, Forbidden, Forgotten. Honestly, my notes might not even be classified as legitimate notes because they're only ever a few words and in list form. That's why I can get away with using the synopsis section for my notes instead of the actual note section. Other things I do with Scrivener, also very basic. I love checking my word count for each chapter at the bottom of each chapter page. I love the autosave. And I obviously write all of my novels, essays, poems, etc. in Scrivener, and I use spell check when it pops up. That's a legitimate list, all 6 of them. I don't think I wasted my money though, because by the time I switched to Scrivener from Word, I was scrolling through my 170 plus pages of Word trying to find out little teeny scenes while crying because I was so upset that I couldn't find what I was looking for in Word, and I couldn't even find a basic chapter because there was just a lot of scrolling. If I see that I need to rewrite a sentence, or I need to find a particular paragraph, or I need to find a particular chapter, I can go to that chapter with a few clicks and I'm done. I've figured it out. I've fixed it. It takes far less than 10 seconds, whereas it could take 30 minutes to find a sentence, a typo in Word. So for even a very extreme pantser like myself can find immense value in Scrivener, it's a one-time fee with solid customer service, and I feel like it's a win-win. Like I said, I only use 2% of what Scrivener can do, but it has completely changed my writing because I'm not spending 30 minutes or more trying to find a chapter or paragraph or a typo. It's all sectioned off, and I also have my basic list of notes on the side for each chapter. Thank you so much for watching my video on how to use Scrivener as a pantser. It might not be helpful for a lot of people, I'm gonna be honest, but for any extreme pantsers out there like myself, I hope that this helped you. If you like what you just saw, please comment, like, subscribe, and share with your writing friends. And if you want to get to know me and any of my writing, all of that is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great Scrivener day. Bye!